My name is Ruth Duran. I'm a certified life coach, master's in business administration, and in training to be a master coach. What does that mean? I help my clients not only with the mindset of creating a successful business, but also with the skill set of creating a successful business. Most of my clients, however, come to me and they already know what to do. They already know the actions of what to take in their business. They are skilled, they're talented, they're learned, they've read the books, they've watched the podcast, they've signed for the programs, yet they're not quite creating the results that they want in their business. And the reason that that is happening is because they are really in a lot of things that are between them and their goal. They're in a lot of things that are between them and creating the money that they want to create. And so once my clients clean this up, they start making more money without working any harder or longer, because these are exhausting. They take up a lot of time and energy. And so I help my clients really clean this all up so that they can show up in their business and start making the money that they want to make. And my clients always make a lot more money in their business, or just even a lot more money in their life, because them showing up as themselves really helps them show up very differently. And so the first thing that I'm going to share is, we don't realize that this self-judgment and beating ourselves up is exhausting. And so many of my clients will come to me and they think that they just need to fix who they are. And so when they fix who they are, then they will show up differently in their life. They'll go, but I'm not taking the action that I want to take. So all I need to do is beat myself up and criticize myself and be like this worst friend to myself, because that will motivate me to take action in my business, right? No, it actually demotivates us and actually has us not working in our business, not showing up in our business, not doing the things that we want to do. Or it's like think of it. I always like to give the example of, if my children, if my teenage child is driving a car and they're so afraid that if they get a dent in the car that mom will beat them up, or mom will be so hard on them and mom will call them a loser and shame them and be so critical to them, they're not going to tell me if they got into an accident. My job is to freaking figure it out. And if I figure it out, then great. If I don't, then great. So that's what our brain does. Then our brain will hide information from us. Our brain will hide suggestions from us of how to become the best version of ourselves. Our brain will hide how to tweak and adjust that marketing campaign, because we're beating up on ourselves and we're being very judgmental of ourselves. The other thing is that we're trying to not feel negative emotions, but we are creating those negative emotions in us. But then the other part about it is we're self-judgment. We're judging ourselves so harshly because we might go out in our business and we might fail. And then we beat ourselves up and tell ourselves that we shouldn't fail. And then we wonder, why are we avoiding failing? Why are we avoiding taking risks? Why are we avoiding saying that courageous thing? It's because if we get the answer wrong, the answer to the test wrong, we're going to beat up on ourselves. We're going to be hard on ourselves. We're going to judge ourselves very, very critically, which then has us living in negative emotions. My clients will come to me, they're resentful, they're exhausted, they're tired. And it's because they're being very judgmental. Think about living with somebody who's constantly berating you, but you are doing that to yourself. And so what this has my clients slow down is because the road to success is paved with a ton of failure. For us to show up in our business, we're going to have to fail. It is inevitable. It is part of the process. So if we're avoiding failing because of what we're going to do to ourselves, we're not going to fail. We're not going to evaluate our failure. We're not going to tweak and adjust from failure. We're not going to grow from failure. We will stop at not failing. The other thing about it is that life is 50-50. We have positive and negative emotions. When we're constantly avoiding the negative emotions, which we are creating, we don't grow and we don't evolve. And so the other thing is, my clients think, well, if I'm very judgmental on me and I'm very critical on me, would I take the actions that I want to take in my business? When I want to, if I pressure myself, if I tell myself that I should be doing X, Y, and Z, will that make me take X, Y, and Z action. No, that actually doesn't perpetuate any kind of action. That actually has us avoiding and not showing up. That actually has us not doing what we need to do to create what we want to create. So I'm just going to check my volume again. Harder or longer? I'm checking my volume again because I don't know. So what else? And so my clients also will be at this place where they're spinning in self-judgment. And culturally, for my people, I get it. Culturally, I understand it, because as a culture, we're taught that if we're just really hard on ourselves, we're going to do something different. However, it never works. It hasn't worked. It's an old way of thinking. It's old paradigm that doesn't create what we want. And so, okay. So the second part is really indecision. And I've shared with you guys this a lot. I've shared with you guys how indecision slows us down. I've shared with you guys how indecision doesn't create what we want. I've shared with you how indecision, decision debt, not deciding, deciding and then redeciding, prolonging decisions, leads to things like procrastination. You're going, why am I not doing the thing that I want to do? Because we can't decide on what to do, when to start, how to start. We can't decide how to put it out there, where to put it out there, because we're not deciding. And so this costs us a lot of time and energy, because we can really, if we just made a decision and not beat ourselves up and just put our work in the world and let the feedback come back and then evaluate, tweak, and adjust it, we would be moving a lot faster. We will be failing a lot more. We will be learning from our failures, and we will be growing. But we're stuck in indecision because of self-judgment. The other one is fixing a problem that is not the real problem. I see this all the time. A client will come to me and a client will say, well, I put out that marketing campaign, it didn't get the engagement that I want. So that means I am not worthy as a human being. I'm not good enough. People don't like me. I'm not lovable. There's something wrong with me. No, that's not the problem. You, my friend, are amazing, wonderful, lovable. We can't fix you. You're not broken. And so the real problem is, I didn't say it in a way that inspired people to take action. The real problem is maybe the way I said it is not enticing to speak to my person. I copied what Susie Q is doing, and Susie Q is talking to her person, who are creative people. My person are very analytical people. So I might be copying what they're doing and not really realizing, maybe I can tweak and adjust who I'm talking to, which the problem is, if we spend time trying to fix us and trying to make our self-worth broken, we cannot fix the real problem. We can't even see the real problem. And then the other thing is, like, for example, we're fixing our human worth, our worthiness, our enoughness, our lovability, our likability, our energy, us as a human being. But us as a human being are freaking amazing. Instead of going to the problem is like the business value. It's our marketing, it's our sales, it's our, it's the way we said it. It's something that we can fix. But if we're over here fixing us, then we are not able to fix the business value, which business value we can adjust. Business value we can tweak and adjust. But if we're fixing on the wrong problem, we're not working on the real problem. And that's where, as a coach, I come in handy. As a coach, I am different. I'm different because I'm not in your model. I'm not in your mind. I'm not in your, you're in the analogy I love to share is, you're in your bottle. You're in a bottle, working away and doing all the business stuff, just doing your thing. And I, as a coach, I'm outside the bottle. And I can look at the bottle and I can see the ingredients, I can see the label, and I can read the label, and I can show you the label. You're in there thinking, I'm broken as a human being. There's something wrong with me as a human being. I need to fix me as a human being. My job is to say, no, there's nothing wrong with that. But maybe we didn't, we need to tweak and adjust this way that you said this. Maybe we just need to tweak and adjust your offer. Maybe we just need to tweak and adjust your marketing. Very, very different energy. Or the other way that I like to share with it is like, you might be in a maze, lost in a maze, only seeing a few feet ahead of you. And I am standing on the tower and I'm able to see the whole maze. And you might be going, well, I need to go back this way. I need to go this way. I need to go this way. And me going, well, take 2 steps to your right, take 2 steps forward, take 2 steps back, or whatever. It's like, you're almost there. You're almost at the exit, because you're going like, I am 3 feet from, I'm like, I've been doing this all day long. And then I'm turning around and going back home, which is the 3 feet from gold. And I can be able to share it with you. You are just 3 feet from gold. Keep going. You're almost there. Keep doing what you need to do. These are the things that you might need to tweak and adjust so that you can get to where you want to go. And so the other thing is how we are using our time. So my clients will come to me and they're working harder, longer, and doing so many things. My clients are the ones who are going to be taking a lot of action. But some of the actions that they're taking is, for example, this is an action, fixing the problem that is not the real problem, fixing our self-worth, fixing our lovability, something that cannot be fixed. And so we're spending the 24 hours we have fixing a problem that is not the problem. So we're not using the time effectively. We're definitely not fixing our marketing. We're definitely not fixing our business structure. We're definitely not fixing something that can be fixed. Or they're indecision, going back, indecision, deciding and undecided and going back and forth. They're using time and energy to do this. They're procrastinating, which is not putting the work out into the world. They're using their time and energy to beat themselves up, to judge themselves harshly, to avoid failure, to try to go around failure, which if we just used that time to put the work out into the world and not make it anything about us, not make it mean anything about our value, anything about our humanity, and just looking at it as data, we will be making more money so much faster. And then the other part is, it's like we might be fixing us as a person instead of using this time to really communicate clearly with our client, or taking and reading another book about how to be a better human being versus going how to market effectively or how to market to analytical people. Very different use of our time. Or taking a training on how to be a better human being or how to not experience emotions versus taking a training on how to speak to analytical people or how to speak to our ideal clients. Very different use of the time, which will also create very different results. And so the other part is like, we might be spending this time over here trying to convince people why they should work with us versus spending the time believing in ourselves and believing in our product, believing in our service, believing in us as a coach or us as a business person, believing that the people need what we have to offer, believing that what we are bringing to the market is the best thing since sliced bread. Very different use of the time. One will not move us forward. One will actually help us communicate very clearly with our person. And so the other part is like, we're expending energy. Time is always clicking by. Energy is always being used. But the question is, we're always taking action. The question is the time, the energy, and the action that you're taking getting you the money that you want, getting you the result that you want? And so really looking at that and evaluating that. And that's one of the things I help my clients do. The other thing is advocating responsibility. This one is a big one. Blaming the clients for not getting or the people that we marketed to for not listening to us or hearing us. Blaming other people, or blaming, for example, I felt a bad emotion, so I need to blame so-and-so. I felt a negative emotion, so so-and-so is the reason I'm feeling negative emotion. Or blaming our self-worth because we're not creating business worth. Blaming our parents because we're not creating business value. Blaming, or even better yet, just one, I found myself doing this, advocating responsibility. Like, you guys need to telling my mentors, you guys need to believe in me. Well, I'm not believing in me. You guys need to support me. Well, I'm not supporting me. You guys need to have my own back. Well, I'm not having my own back. That's advocating responsibility. If it's so easy for everybody to do the work, we can do the work first. And this is another way it's like if we're spending time and I'm blaming, time's ticking. Blaming will not create the money that I want. Taking responsibility and doing the work to lead the way will create the money that I want. Very different use of the time, use of the energy, and use of the action. And so the other part is, or belief in others and not ourselves. I hear this a lot with clients will come to me and they'll say, well, they can, but I can't. They're different than I am. They have something I don't have. So you believe that they have and they're capable of creating what you want, but you don't. So it's like you have belief, but the belief is for somebody else. Or another thing, like that book is going to tell me how to create my results. And so you believe in that book more than you believe in yourself. And when you're done with that book, you still have belief in that book or that process or that system versus believing in yourself. Or believing that I need to go fix. If I fix something, so I believe that fixing the problem or fixing me as my human value will create the results that I want. So I believe in the fixing, not believing that I'm amazing as a human being. I am whole, I am worthy, I am valuable, I am enough, I am lovable, people like me. Very different things. So I'm believing in something outside me. Or I'm believing in the right decision. There's a right decision. I just need to find that decision versus believing in me. No matter what happens, there's no wrong or right decision. I'm going to make the best decision I can. And if I don't, I am going to have my own back. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to love me. I'm going to redirect. I'm going to do something different. Very different energy. Believing that I'm broken and there's something wrong with me, so I need to beat myself to fix me, is like not believing in ourselves. That's not believing in us at all. That's believing that there's something wrong with us, believing that, or comparing us with other people. Other people know what to do. Other people have the answers. Other people have a secret. We're believing in them. We're believing in their ability to find that information. We're believing in their ability to know what to do, but we're not believing in ourselves, which costs us time, which costs us energy, and we're taking a shitload of action without creating the result that we want. And so these are just 6 things that we're doing that are not helping us earn what we want to earn, that are costing us time, money, and energy. And what we do is all of these. Every single one of this is an action. And I teach my clients, belief is a thought that we just keep on thinking. So if I'm thinking somebody else is better than me, or somebody else has all the answers, or somebody else knows how to solve this problem for me, then we're not believing in us. And once we start believing in us, I'm never told my clients that we're never going to read another book. We're never going to take another training. We're never going to learn anything else. But we're bringing a very different energy. I'm amazing. I believe in me, and I'm figuring things out. I'm amazing. I believe in me. And I'm learning things to do. I'm amazing. I believe in me, and I'm creating what I want to create. Very different energy, very different energy. And money likes like energy. If you are in all these and you're feeling crappy and in scarcity, you're not going to attract money to you. But when you stop doing these things and start believing in you and start stepping into abundance energy, money will be attracted to you. Money will want to spend time with you. Money would want to hang out with you. Think about it. You wouldn't want to date a person who is always blaming you for something. You wouldn't want to date a person who you say, well, you know what, let's buy a new house. And they go, well, you can buy a new house, but I can't. There's something wrong with me. We wouldn't want to be around that person. Or we wouldn't want to be around the person who is to fix the plumbing in the kitchen, takes out all the plumbing all over the house. We wouldn't want to be around that person. We wouldn't want to be around a person who can never decide. Like you say, what's for dinner? And they're going, I don't know. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. I don't know. You decide. We wouldn't want to be around that person. It'd be frustrating as hell. We wouldn't be around a person who every time they experience disappointment or failure, they start beating themselves and telling themselves how unworthy, how crapped up, how bad they are. And it's like, we would not want to hang out with this person. So why are we creating this person? And this person is having us not earning the money that we want to earn. So if you're ready to learn how to overcome these by how you think and feel about yourself, I can help you. That is what I help my clients do. And by the time they are done working with me, my clients make more money without working any harder or longer. These are just 6 things that once we stop doing, start creating a lot more money in our bank. So my friends, thank you so much for joining me. I really, truly appreciate it. Everybody on Facebook, thank you. I appreciate you guys. I look forward to helping you guys next week. Come, because these are all so sneaky. These are so sneaky, but every time we're indulging in one of these, it's costing us money. Every time we're fixing a problem that is not the real problem. It's like driving down the freeway, throwing $100 bills out the window. Every time we're advocating responsibility to something, it's like we're throwing away $1,000 bills. Every time we're believing in other people and not in us, we're throwing out $1,000 bills. We wouldn't do that with real money, but it is costing us. It is not helping us make the money that we want to make. It's really not conducive to creating the life and the business that we want. So if you're ready to start earning what you are worth, and you're worth amazingly a lot, let's eliminate these. Let's stop throwing money out the window and let's start having your money work for you, because money is an amazing servant, but a very bad master. And so when we put our money to work for us, we start creating more of the results without even working any harder or longer. I can go into compound interest, blah, 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 just different ways that when we start reducing these, we start making a ton more money. So thank you guys for everybody who's on Facebook. Join me next week at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Zoom, where we can identify where you are costing you time, money, and energy, and start really, that doesn't feel good. Start really creating more of the money that you want to be making in your business. So my friends, thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to helping you next time. And I will coach the people on Zoom on how to actually implement this into their life and their business so they can start making more money. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.